event. Giardini leading on the bike and Andy Potts just behind him.
Usually my race strategy is always to break off on the bike. Last time I raced with Andy 2 years ago in Texas, same thing, we swam together, gapped the field, and I took off on the bike.
Well, Giardini has not broken away from Andy Potts quite yet. It's a 90-kilometre ride, 3 times around a 30-kilometre loop, and the profile relatively easy.
Obviously we're on a Caribbean island and it's not super hilly, but we did hit 2 climbs, one up the golf course and then the other one up to the lighthouse.
Well, although we're safely south of Hurricane Alley, the wind is always a feature here in Aruba.
And we had crosswinds, we had tailwinds, we had headwinds. If you can ride comfortably with a crosswind, you're going to excel here in Aruba.
And quite a few people surprised to see Cody Beals putting on the disc wheel, but it seems to be paying off. He's gaining.
I actually really like conditions like that. I practice taking my deep wheels out in the wind and getting blown around, and so I'm pretty comfortable in those situations.
And that practice is paying off. Beals is covering the ground 1 kilometre an hour faster than Giardini and Potts, who are still out front. Early days in the bike ride, and then of course the half marathon still to come. Plenty to play for here in Aruba. In the men's race, Giardini and Potts have been setting the pace for a while. Giardini, of course, raced last year, finished second. Potts, though, with 12 years of triathlon experience over his rival at the front. And then, of course, there's Cody Beals. Now, Cody Beals has podiumed 3 times in big 70.3 races this year. Mont Tremblant, Campeche, Eagleman, and he's now sitting in third, having gone past Barco. And with 3 loops and plenty of dead turns, they all know exactly where they lie.
Out on the bike, I knew I'd have to ride really well. And the nice thing about this course is there's a number of out and back sections, or sections where you can see the leaders. So I could see I was eating into their lead, 10 seconds here, 20 seconds there.
Giardini, he's done the bulk of the leading. Potts, I suspect, trying to save his legs. Now remember, Potts has just come back from the Ironman World Championships in Kona, and that was only 7 days ago, so he's got to be feeling fatigued from that. And Beals taking full advantage. He's eating into their lead.
I knew he was coming. I was hoping that we could keep the gap where it was. He ate in a minute on the next lap and then a minute and a half. David and I were riding nicely together, but not enough firepower because I didn't contribute my fair share, and I'll take the blame for that.
So now we have a leading group of 3. Beals is sitting behind and ready to make his move.
And so I sat in for about 20-30 seconds behind them, had a sip of my water bottle, kind of composed myself, more psychologically if anything else, and then went for it. And that's something I practice a lot in training, like a minute at really high power output to try and drop other pros. It is a psychological tactic. You're showing them like, hey, I've still got some matches to burn, my legs are still feeling good. I didn't blow it all out trying to catch you guys.
Well, you can see the effort that he's putting in. He likes short, sharp training. He's used to pushing 400 watts.
The attack stuck, so I did a shoulder check about 2 minutes in, and I looked back and I'd gapped them.
You can see the effect of that burst from Beals. He's got a decent gap over Giardini and Potts, but that silky smooth action has gone. I'm not sure he's fooled anyone with that burst, but he does have the psychological advantage at the moment, and now it's up to Giardini and Andy Potts to claw him back bit by bit.
And it took us probably 5K to bring him back and within range, because he put a gap on us. He was just full throttle.
And it's now become a mental game as much as a physical one.
Andy managed to bridge back up to me, and at that point I just kind of sat in and was content to not try and gap Andy because I knew it would come down to the run in any case.
So into T2, and it's Beals who racks his bike first. He's quite a handy runner, certainly capable of under 120 for the half marathon.